Hello everybody! Today I want to speak about beauty. And I've chosen not to wear makeup today because I want to speak about a different kind of beauty to what we're used to. Different kind of beauty to the picture that's been painted for us and the image that so many women strive for. And that's inner beauty. It's the beauty that comes from our heart. It's the beauty that comes from our radiance. It's the beauty that shines through our eyes. And this is the beauty that really comes from our sense of confidence. You know, you can feel it in your solar plexus. It's strengthening you from within and radiating outwards. And I had to learn about this beauty the hard way, because a few years ago I had very bad acne. I developed very bad acne quite a late stage in my life, and I had never suffered with acne before. I'd never experienced really bad skin problems, and it just came out of nowhere. And looking back, I know that it came out as a symbol of the low self-worth that I was feeling. So I already had low self-worth before I developed this acne, and then the acne came and I went into even lower self-worth than I had ever experienced before. In fact, I had no self-worth, not even low self-worth. I had no self-worth. I quite literally hated myself. I would look in the mirror and I'd feel disgusted with what I saw. And I was very ashamed, and you know, acne is not something that you can really hide or cover up. You can try, but it doesn't really work very well. So I was very aware of that, and you know, I had no choice but to just show up every day and feel ugly and feel insecure. And it was really during this time that I had to I had no other choice but to find my inner beauty. And I found that my inner beauty really came from my heart. It was cultivated in my heart. It was cultivated in the type of person that I became. Because even though I had such low self-worth and I really didn't like the way I looked and I was ashamed of the way I looked, I still had one thing. I had control over the type of person that I wanted to be. And I wanted to be a beautiful person. I wanted to share beauty with the world, and softness and non-judgment, and just love people for who they are, because I so desperately just wanted to be loved for who I was, even though I was struggling so much to love myself for who I was. And so that's really where the inner beauty started coming from. And you know, I can't say that my self-worth really got much better while I had acne, because anybody who has had acne or has acne will know what I'm talking about. It's really not fun. And so during that time, as I say, my self-worth didn't really get much better, but I was slowly learning to love myself for who I was. And I was fortunate enough to have a few experiences during that time that really helped me to see my inner beauty and to see that even my acne was beautiful. Hard to believe. And you know, I really did come to a place of peace around it. And I came to a place of acceptance. And I feel like I really learned how to love myself in all of my mess, you know, because really what my acne was showing me was it was an outer manifestation of what I was feeling inside. I felt yucky inside. I felt ugly inside. I felt gross inside. And so as I started confronting that inner mess that I was feeling, and learning to love and accept it for what it was, and just honor it and be at peace with it, then outwardly things started to change. And eventually I ended up taking Rakuten after a very long time and a long struggle with many different things. I don't know why it took me so long, but it was all part of the journey, you see. It was the part of the journey of me learning to love myself again, because as I really started to love and accept myself for who I was, that's really when I found Rakuten, and then I started Rakuten, and within 3 months my acne was gone, and I was a completely new person, and I really felt beautiful again. But I knew that fundamentally my beauty had to start inside, and that even now, as my skin was clear and I could wear makeup again and I could dress up and I could really accentuate my beauty, that beauty would never, it would always be ephemeral. So it would never be permanent until I found the beauty inside, until I lived from the beauty inside. Because we have these beautiful tools like makeup and jewelry and clothing, and they really are here to help us accentuate our beauty and celebrate ourselves and honor our bodies and adorn ourselves. And I love makeup, and I love jewelry, I love dressing up. But it's like, you can't have one without the other. Because I've seen so many women who are so incredibly naturally beautiful. Like this, it shocks me how many women I've come across who are so beautiful naturally, but who really don't feel that inner beauty. And so even when people are telling them that they're beautiful or complimenting them, they don't even believe it for themselves. And so they'll use makeup and they'll use clothing and accessories as a way to hide, as a way to hide from that ugliness that they feel inside. And I mean, I've been one of those people, and I really don't judge people for this. But my point is just that, you will never see your beauty until you've cultivated your inner beauty. So I can be the most beautiful woman in the world, but if I'm not feeling beautiful inside, I won't see it. I'll constantly be trying new things. I'll constantly be, putting on makeup and all that as a way to try and compensate for the way that I'm feeling inside. And so it's so important to really cultivate our inner beauty. And the way we do this is really by getting in touch with how we really feel about ourselves and learning to love ourselves in our imperfections and for our imperfections. And I mean, there's still many things about myself that I look at it that I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm ashamed of this, or I want to hide this, or I don't want to be this way. But it's in those moments where I feel that I have to sit down and I have to take the time to pour more love into those parts of myself. And as I do that, I really find that my flaws become, I reframe them into my quirks. They are really the things that make me different. They're the things that make me stand out. They're some of the most beautiful parts about me. And so the bottom line is to really just live unashamed of who we are. and to honor that everybody has quirks, everybody has differences, and to also understand that our true beauty lies within, and we have complete control over that. We can cultivate that. We can decide what type of person we want to be. And as we begin to love ourselves and honor ourselves, that's where that inner strength comes from. That's where that inner self-worth comes from. That's where the authentic empowerment comes from. It comes from the place of knowing and just loving and accepting ourselves for who we are. And that's like a radiance that just shines through us. It's like our heart just opens. No beauty shines brighter than a heart that is open to itself. No beauty shines brighter than a heart that has opened to itself. Because when we love ourselves and accept ourselves for who we are, that's where we ground into a deeper sense of beauty. And some of the most beautiful people that I know are completely raw and wild and natural. And they just accept themselves for who they are. And I'm not saying that now we all need to stop shaving and stop wearing makeup and, because makeup and jewelry and clothing really it's one of the most amazing tools that we've been given to accentuate our bodies, to accentuate our beauty. But those things are ephemeral. Those things don't last forever. So when the makeup's off, how are we feeling about ourselves then? How are we showing up then compared to how we are showing up with our makeup on? And I've seen this with during COVID, how we're all wearing these masks, and I have felt myself personally, when I'm wearing a mask, feel very disconnected and feel very feel like I actually shut all my radiance off, because I'm like, oh well, how can I shine without my face? How can I shine when half of my face is just blocked off? And that's really the physical beauty that I'm focusing on. When in actual fact, we can shine with a mask on, we can shine with a hazmat suit on, because it's about our posture. And I'm not speaking about physical posture, I'm speaking about a spiritual posture. I'm speaking about a groundedness within yourself, an openness within yourself, a strength within yourself. Because that's where our beauty really radiates from. And that's cultivated through really just feeling that beauty deep within our souls. And allowing ourselves to share that. And I find that also on the opposite spectrum, so many times I have actually shut off my beauty. I've shut off my radiance because I'm afraid to shine too brightly, I'm afraid to be seen, I'm afraid to be open, because openness is vulnerability, openness is dangerous. If I'm too open, oh my gosh, I'm gonna get rude remarks from people who I don't want. And I think when we touch the essence of true beauty, the biggest part of true beauty is that it's for nothing and nobody besides ourselves. We cultivate that beauty for our own inner being, not because we want to look beautiful to other people, not because we want compliments, not because we need other people to see us or give us attention. Inner beauty is really just a deep self-love and reverence for ourselves, and an acceptance of who we are, because that's what helps us to show up as our best self, when we really see ourselves. So it's important to just journey with that. Find where you feel most beautiful. Find where you feel most ugly. Pour love over that. Share your love with yourself. Open your heart to yourself. No beauty shines brighter than a heart that is open to itself. Open your heart to yourself. And it may take weeks, months, years. I think the important thing is just that we don't give up on ourselves. We just remember that it's up to us to really focus on cultivating that beauty, cultivating the beauty of our soul, finding who we really are and shining that into the world loudly and proudly. So have a beautiful day, whatever that may look like to you, and I'll see you tomorrow.